Hello Alexide, this is a response video to all three videos that you've recently done. Your life in a runaway reaction to it, your reason why you hate Rarity video to it, and the video that I'm watching now, which is life is a runaway aftermath, answering comments. Now there will be a lot of cuts here. It's because I am trying to say my opinions, but I don't know how to say it properly without going off topic. So there is gonna be a lot of cuts here. I just want to make sure that I get this right, okay? So this will be my first cut. Here we go. Okay, now before we start, here's my goal for this video. My goal for this video is to show you the other side of Rarity, that why people like Rarity, what people see her and what she represents to those people, and I am one of those people. And the funny thing is, I never thought about this. In fact, I actually you know that pony personality test thing? Surprisingly, I got a Pinkie Pie. Well, actually, the Pinkie Pie, Pinkie Pie is actually my very favorite pony. She's my favorite pony, and I was glad that she was my number one in the personality test. But then the second one comes out, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not right. I don't even like this character. And that second personality trait was Rarity. I didn't know how I was able to get that, but I'm a Pinkie Pie Rarity person. And I never actually thought about it. I thought it was just, the test was just, it's just a fun way, it's just fun, it's not accurate. But ever since you made that video, your reaction to Rarity's walking, like the way how she walks and the way how she dressed. In fact, when I first saw that, I don't know what type of emotion came to me, but for some reason I wanted to defend her. I have no idea why. In fact, I actually uploaded a 1 hour debate as to why everything you said about Rarity is wrong and all that emotionally biased stuff. I was about to click on the publish. I almost clicked on the publish. I almost published the video. But then I realized, you know what? I should listen to that audio again. I should listen to the audio on track again. And I realized, man, everything I said here is based on my emotion and bias, and not what you were really, and absolutely out of topic. And so I redid it. This is now my redone version of the video. And hopefully, okay, before anything else, you have the absolute right to ignore this video. In fact, you don't even, if you believe that this video is completely irrelevant, you have the right to ignore this video and never talk about it again. You can even stop watching right now. You have the absolute right. But if you're still watching, then hear me out. Let me tell you the other side of Rarity, what most people see in her. I'm gonna do a cut here because I am actually nervous. Okay, then here we go. Ever since you did that video of having a very negative reaction towards Rarity, at first I was like, no need to get into the drama. No need to get into the drama. But then I started reading the comments on the comment section, and there is some people who are with you, but then there are some people who are against you. But then there was this one comment that hit me very hard, and it made me realize why I guess I got that test, the Rarity trait from the personality test. And I have to agree with that comment. It is absolutely true. I never thought about it. And this is what this comment said. Not I'm not gonna say exactly what it said because I don't actually remember every single word. But the message that comment was trying to say, I get it. I understand it. Every time I see Rarity, I see her passion for passion for fashion. Now that might be a broad. Now that is an absolute broad term. Anything can be said. Like you can add anything into it, and it doesn't make any sense. Especially if you're not into fashion. Not saying that you don't. Not saying that you don't understand this. That doesn't mean that if you don't understand this, that means you hate fashion. No, no, no. Like I still don't understand why Lady Gaga wears stuff like what she wears, but. She does what she wants, and it's okay. But then it reminds me of okay, to make this goddamn, I'm sorry. I am fucking nervous because I'm talking to Alexei, okay? Even though you may not be watching this, I have an opinion that I want to release, and this is the opinion that I'm saying. Maybe cut again because I'm fucking nervous. Sorry, I had to make a cut there. I actually made a 3-minute video after this, but then it came out wrong. So I had to delete it and then have to make this new one right now. Because I was going off topic, as usual. That's one of my bad traits. I need to get used to that. But anyways, here is when I look at Rarity, this is what I see. I see burning passion in her. How she does fashion stuff. And you keep repeating this on your video. You keep repeating that you don't like her fashion. It's just that you don't like how she dresses and how she walks. And it made me think. You're not trying to say that you hate fashion. You're trying to say that you hate the fact that she's trying to show off. To show off her wealth through her dresses, through her jewelry. You don't like the way how she walks. Not for the sake of fashion, but because it shows a sign of manipulation or something. Like, it makes her feel powerful. Like when you look at them, you see them as they walk with authority, and that authority you were a victim of. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this is the message that I'm getting from what you're saying. It could be absolutely wrong. I have no idea. You're gonna have to correct me there, okay? But this is the message that I'm getting from you. Rarity is showing off her wealth through her dresses, her unnecessary amount of wearing those jewelry, dresses, and all that stuff. The way how she walks reminds you of that snub-nosed bitch. Is that what it reminds you of? I'm not sure. You're gonna have to correct me there. But then, okay, in my opinion, when I saw that very same scene, I saw her passion for fashion. I keep repeating this word, so let me compare it based on my personal experience. Back in the Philippines, the country that I'm originally from. Right now I'm in America right now, okay? So distance wise, it's a very long way now. Back in the Philippines, I never had access to the education that I needed because we don't have enough money. We weren't economic. Sorry, we weren't rich. We don't have the proper money to purchase stuff that we wanted. But that didn't stop me from wanting to make something of myself. And everyone should have this experience. But this is my side of the story. I love video games. I grew up with video games. So what's the best way to show your passion for video games? Well, instead of just playing more video games, I told myself, hey, if you like video games so much, why not make your own? And so I did. But with the situation that I was in, the country's economy and stuff, it was absolutely impossible for me to get the proper education. And the fact that I actually had to cancel all my high school. I barely was able to get to freshman. Actually, I never had freshmen at all. I never had freshmen. Because we didn't have enough money and we needed money to survive. So I was left with this limbo state of, I want to make video games, but I can't. I absolutely can't. I don't have the money to support such passion. It's absolutely absurd. It's not gonna happen. No. But then one day, I started typing the words how to make a video game in Google search. And just to remind you that the internet connections that I have back in the Philippines was a dial-up or something. So it was slow as fuck. So I had to make the most of it. I started seeing stuff that I wasn't even sure if it was the right stuff to go with game development wise, but I found them, I went with them, and I made my first shitty game. It was absolute shit. But through that shit pile, it gave me a spark to my eyes. It speaks to me, and this is what it says. That is the absolute worst game that everyone should not play at all. But you made a video game. You made something that wasn't supposed to happen. You're poor. You don't have the fucking money. Stop what you're doing now and do something that poor people are supposed to do. But my passion says, fuck that. I don't care how long, I'm gonna teach myself to make better video games. And I made 5 other games after that, and all of them was still shit. But every single time I see those games, from the first one to the latest, I was fucking proud. I was doing something for myself. I'm fighting what's oppressing me. The economy is telling me that this is impossible, but I am doing something. I'm teaching myself how to make a video game. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. I feel like, hey, all of those video games that we used to play, like, you know, those Call of Duties, those The Sims games, yeah, those games, like those RPG league, actually, those were even the days where Dota, or League of Legends, in other words, was still a mod. And every time I played that game in those days, I was so impressed for the fact that it was just a mod. And look what it is now! It's an international game. League of Legends makes millions of dollars, baby, and Dota 2 competing for its rightful place. It was just a mod. And look where it is now. Every time I look at this game, Dota, the fact that it was just a mod game, I keep thinking to myself, I have a very thick accent and I can't really say English, right? It's not my first language, okay? So forgive me. Anyways, it always screams the message, 8 feet. See where this is going. Every internet cafe you go, everyone is playing the game. This modded game made by some random dude. And you, 8 feet, you may be making shitty games right now. But if you continue what you're doing, if you keep holding on to that passion, one day, people will start noticing. People will start noticing the game. This game that you're making. It's absolute shit. Yes. But one day, there will be that one game that you will make, whether it be a mod or a flash game or whatever you want to call it. Someone's gonna take notice. And that might be your very ticket. Your very ticket to finally work on that job that you want to do so much. To make games. You're passionate about video games, right? You have the right if you work hard for it. And I fucking poured my soul into this. I poured my passion into making more shitty games. Don't worry, it's all shit. But it was an improvement in my eyes. Every new iteration of every new game that I make, it keeps getting better and better. It was still shit, but I was making something of myself. I showed this to my relatives, my family. I was showing them that I am not useless. I am capable of bigger things. I could become the next Game Newell if you say so. That is absolutely insane, but who knows? Life could be absolutely different if I kept pursuing that. But then something came up. Let me just cut here. Every time I look at Rarity, I see her passion for making dresses and stuff. And obviously selling those dresses. Of course she wants to sell dresses. It's like saying, me, I'm making video games and I want to one day be professional enough to sell those video games that I made. And that money will help me expand more and make better video games. That's when I see when Rarity try to show off her dresses. She's not showing off her dresses just for the sake of showing off. She's trying to pitch to people that this is my passion, that I made these dresses with care. I want you to buy them and help me. I want you to buy them and help me to have enough money to expand that horizon, to make more professional clothing. And I want my dresses to be worn by supermodels. I want my dresses to be like that, those dresses and shoes that you see in the commercials and stuff. That Nike, let's just do it. Or that Reebok. Or some dresses that I don't really know about, but I know they exist. I'm not really a dress person, like what you say as well. I wear the same clothing as well. Right now, there's actually holes in my pants, but in my opinion, it actually makes me feel like, see this jeans that I have, it has a lot of holes. I'm proud of this jeans because it's high quality enough to stand this long. But yeah, I want I respect Rarity for having that passion. If I was in her shoes, I want to be able to sell these fucking video games. Everyone, like, I want to have a cult following. People talking about the universes, the story that I made in those games, in the games that I made. I want them to say it's like comparing it to, hey, this game reminds me of those games, like, you know this joke, right? Half-Life 3 confirmed. It's just a video game, but those games meant a lot to people. Not Half-Life 3 hasn't been released yet, but Half-Life 1 and 2, Counter-Strike, TF2. TF2 is an online interaction game. Well, it wasn't focused like that before, but now it brings friends together and strangers meet up together. Hey, do you have Team Fortress 2? Can we do a collaboration? And I say, yeah, sure. I know how to play Team Fortress 2. Let's do a collaboration, and then they would become like, I don't know what would happen, but they could either just say, is this a collaboration, or they could even become friends. And the fact that they became friends through Team Fortress 2, I would love to see that in my games. I want to see my game connecting other people together. Like, hey, have you played this game before? It was a good game and stuff like that. And oh wait, it has multiplayer compatibility. So let's play those games in together. I wish people were. I just wish that people would, rally around the games that I made. Like, that seal of approval. 8-bit, bam. It's like Hideo Kojima and all that like shit. You know what I mean, dude? But that never happened. I'm not saying that was absolutely what was gonna happen to me, but that was the passion when I was making my games. It was the shittiest game. All of it was shit. But it gave me hope that I can climb my way out of poverty through my passion. I want to sell these games and people to talk about it, and then raise enough money to get the fuck out of that poverty state and live my own life and make my own life, create something of myself. But that never happened. And I believe that will never happen anymore, especially to what happened. Let me cut this. You mentioned something about your sister. Now, I don't really know, I don't know what your sister is now today. I'm not sure if she changed personality-wise, or she even asked for forgiveness and said sorry. I'm gonna stop there because I don't know about her. So I'm just gonna stop there, okay? Well, I have a relative. I'm not gonna say specifically who or what, but this relative did something to did something to me that I'm not even sure if I've just let it go. Like, I keep saying that I've moved on, but I'm not sure. But I don't want to think about it. But I want to fix it. Anyways, let me just explain to you what I mean about what this relative did to me. Before that, let me explain to you, I guess, my lifestyle back in those days, so that you may get a little bit of idea exactly what I was doing. I was like in that I was in a area where I both had access to money, but then at the same time I don't have access to it. I actually how to say this? I know. Because in the Philippines, it is it is not just the Philippines, but I guess too many countries that's trying to make a living for themselves, trying to make a future. When I was still 9 years old, my mother had the most difficult choice to either stay with me and be poor forever and have no future for any of us, or have to leave me to go to the States and make money and try to find a new life for me. So she did a very painful thing for not just for me, but I know deep in her heart for her as well. In fact, even up to now, she still has my baby picture in her freaking wallet. I don't like. I think she's just regretting what she did. In the same time, I can tell. Anyways, she left me to go to the United States to go find a future for us both. I was left with my half family. Yeah, like I did. That was the time when I realized that I was the second family. My father, I'm just gonna. Anyways, I'm sorry. My father made me realize that yeah, I was the second family. I wasn't the first family. I was the second. I came from a family that my father cheats on for the family that he's in right now. And when I went there and I realized that, I was like, well, this is awkward. This is awkward. And I had to live with my half family. And if you think about it, oh hell shit. My stepmother. You remember those stories in the Disney stories? Stepmothers who just hates so much on their daughters and all that stuff. Well, surprisingly, that didn't happen to me. Because the half family that I grew up with, like this stepmother that I had, she treated me like she just treated me like I'm one of her own. I miss her so much. In fact, if I get enough money, if I get a proper job or business or career going on, I will work my ass off to get her out of that hellhole and bring her to the United States and let her live the life that she fucking deserves. I wish to goddamn, I wish that I can give her to that, but I'm still young. And a lot of things happen, and I don't have any job. I don't have the proper job to support her right. So I'm gonna work my ass off for that. Anyways, I am now living with my father and my stepmother with my half brothers and sisters. At first, there was this very, that feeling where I feel isolated because I came from a family that wasn't even supposed to exist. I wasn't supposed to exist. But through cheating, I'm a product of cheating. And I am here now. I should have not existed. Because of me, I am proof that my father cheated on my stepmother. So it's kind of an awkward situation, and and it felt very isolated because I was surrounded with nobody I know. I don't know who anyone are. And I'm not really anyways, let me just skip all that part. It's unnecessary, okay? It's unnecessary. It's unnecessarily irrelevant. So we'll just stick to the part where I am now. I'm now living with my half family, with my stepmother and all that stuff, with my biological father. And of course, I relatives comes in from time to time. And I actually I guess this. Oh yeah, I remember now. Let me cut the recording because I am feeling a little bit sick. Hello there, welcome back. Okay, I guess I can remember now. Anyways, I'm not gonna point fingers on who actually did this to me, but before we go to that, I actually do you guys know this handheld video game device? It's called a PSP, not the PSP Vita. No. This is an older version of the PSP Vita. It's just simply called the PSP, or the PlayStation Portable. My mother from the United States gave it to me as a birthday gift because she knows that I like video games, and I was able to get a hold of one, and I was like, yay! I got a PSP! Yay! So I played a bunch of games on it. Not a lot of games because I didn't have the money to buy any new games, so I have to keep replaying the same games over and over again. But the games that I actually played there is, for those people who don't know, the games called Def Jam, New York, Fight for New York. I mean, yeah, that's the game that I was able to play. It's actually called the Takeover version, so that you guys will be able to know what version I'm talking about. So that's the game that I play from PSP from time to time, all the time, because it's the only game I had. But it was a fine damn game, even though it wasn't really, it's just it helped speed up the time. I was sleeping one time, feeling so safe. I woke up. I discovered that I have to do an errand to do something. Like, I don't really know exactly what I was supposed to do. Maybe I was supposed to go out and buy some bread for the family. And I know that there will be like a line over there, so I decided I'm gonna go use my PSP to speed up the time. Just wait. I couldn't find it. I looked for it everywhere. At first, I was thinking I absolutely misplaced it. God damn it, 8 feet! You keep misplacing stuff. What's wrong with your memory? I kept looking everywhere. I couldn't find it. And then I realized, that's weird. I can't even find my charger. I can't even find the case that comes with it. I can't even find those little disc that was usually used for the PSP and stuff. Yeah, I couldn't find it either. And then I realized what happened. Someone stole my PSP when I was asleep. No shit. Someone absolutely stole it when I was asleep. But the worst part of all is that I know who took it. But I'm not allowed to express my disagreement with it. Because I was in an environment where I wasn't allowed to express my thoughts. Like me talking right now, I'm not allowed to do that back from where I came from. I am not allowed to debate. I am not allowed to say anything bad towards the family or to my relatives or whatever. So all I did was just smile. I smiled and acted friendly. in front of the very person who took my PSP and sold it to go buy a few, to go buy some, those things, beer, alcohol, and stuff. I guess this is also the reason why I never drank, because it kind of reminds me of that. But at the same time, I absolutely don't like the taste of alcohol, so that's also kind of a big factor of it. I'm not a fan of alcohol, so yeah. I'm not saying that alcohol is bad. From what I know, wine. Wait, is wine alcohol? I can't really tell. I don't drink alcohol and stuff or beer. I'm not against any people who drinks it, but I mean, for me, I'm not. It's not my type. It's like Dr. Pepper. I might get some hate over here, but I tried tasting Dr. Pepper. I don't understand the taste. So I'm not saying that I despise it. I'm just saying that it doesn't feel like a Sprite to me. I like Sprite, and I like lemonade. Those are the types of drinks that I like. So that will give you the idea as to what I mean about the alcohol stuff. I'm not against alcohol, but I prefer not to drink alcohol. But the fact that you sold my PSP, a gift from my mother in the United States, that she absolutely, I know she worked for that, just to let me have some, just to let her know that, hey, here's your gift. I know you want video games. I don't know what it is, but I know you kids nowadays like this, so here, have a PSP. And then you just take it away while I was even asleep. Take away the charger, take away the video games, take away the casing, take away the PSP, and then just sell it so that you can go buy and keep getting drunk. Well, you're lucky that I was taught to behave, whatever the means necessary. So I behaved. I smiled, and I just looked the other way. Obviously, that was not exactly what I was feeling. I wanted to express what I think about that, but I can't. I'm not allowed to. I never had that feeling. But that wasn't the worst part at all. No, that wasn't the worst part at all. Remember when I said I was making a video game? Well, I had this laptop. Also, another gift from my mother. Well, that's where I did all my research in trying to teach myself how to make a video game. I wanted to learn how to make video games, so I did it through that laptop. The thing is, it's not really a big deal compared to Compared to America. A lot of people make video games. See all those Flash games? Some of them was even made in the whim. It was easy for them. But for me, it meant a lot to me. That feeling of a kid where it doesn't really mean anything at all, but then for a kid, it means everything to them. Making video games was everything to me in those days. One day, I went to sleep again, feeling safe, trusting everyone around me. I woke up. I was planning to continue on the project that I was working on for 1 year and 6 months. This was just one game. This is the latest game that I was making on. It wasn't really a good game again, but it was a much more complex type of game that I was making on. It was the most complex game that I have ever made. I was so proud of it. I woke up. It was like a week. That was actually the thing. That actually was the very thing that I was working on when I don't have any school, because I can't afford school. We don't have the money. So I was thinking to myself, I will make a living through this video game. I want to passionately make these games, get enough money to start my own business, go find some, my own collab programmers, some celebrity guest artists and stuff. We can make a game together. Let's collaborate, baby. I'm about to make my small business, and I was so fucking excited. Even though that was false and stuff, it gave me hope for something. I may not be going to school, but I am studying my ass off to figure out how to make a game. And I was so ready for it. I tried looking everywhere. I asked everyone, they didn't know. I couldn't find it. This feels very familiar. Let me guess. I can't find my charger, huh? I am thinking right now that my charger is nowhere to be found. Right? Am I right? Am I fucking right? I can't find my charger anywhere. I can't find the bag that contains the contents, that reboot thing where the CD that you insert to your computer so that you can reformat your computer and stuff. I couldn't find that either. Let me cut this recording. The same exact person did the same thing to me again. It was the same exact person. To be honest, I didn't really care about the laptop. Like, when they took the PSP away from me, I eventually got used to it. It was just an object, because I was also raised in a place where objects are not everything in your life. That's true. Like, that's the reason why, like, I'm not really a fan of, having too much money and all that stuff. Even though I say money a lot, I mean not in a way where I want to have money to go and buy all of them fancy bling blings and stuff. No. The money that I'm talking about is the reward that I get from the passion that I put into making these games. That's the type of money that I want to get. I want to be rewarded with my hard work through my passion of making video games. And that was the worst part. I was okay when you took the laptop, but you broke my heart when you took the project that was in the laptop. I didn't have a backup. I didn't have enough money to go buy a little USB to back it up. No, I didn't have an extra hard drive for it. No, I didn't have an external drive to back it up. No, it was in the laptop, and you sold it. And the worst part of all is I showed you this game. Hoping that you would be proud of it. But I don't know what you were thinking. You know that I was working on this game for 1 year and 6 months. I didn't have any. I can't go to school, so what should I do? I want to go to school so I can get a better education. But I didn't have access to all of that. I didn't have the luxury to go to school. I didn't have the luxury to even... Anyways, the thing that hurt me the most is not the laptop. It was the fact that I poured so much time and so much hope thinking that the games that I'm learning from it, even though how shit it is, the knowledge, I keep telling myself, the knowledge in my head No one can steal that. No one can steal that. You stole something from me. You st- you stole my you stole my dreams. My dreams of becoming a game developer. I'm not saying that that's the best job ever. Like if I want to get more money, I would be a doctor. But games are my passion. It's what I want to do. It's what I want people to be talking about. When they say my name, they say, "Oh, is that game developer, huh?" I heard about that indie developer. He was a good guy. His games are so good. Yet I do admit his games are kind of shitty in some terms, but he is doing something unique, so that's enough, huh? I'm okay with getting those responses, but I never had the chance. I never had the chance. I never had the chance to even step foot, to even call myself an indie developer. And the painful part is, the year after that, indie developers were becoming popular. It was everywhere. I could be I could have been one of them. Why did you take it away from me? I didn't have anything. I wanted to make something of myself. I wanted to provide. Why did you take it away from me? My passion, my time and effort. Why did you take it away from me? I thought I could have escaped that. I'm sorry, I didn't know what came over me. Anyways, what was I saying? How long was I doing this? I don't. Oh wow, that's a long. That's absolutely long. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways. Anyways, I thought I could have escaped it all. I thought I could have run away and finally live for myself, you know? I was a rape victim as well. I was actually raped 3 times in my life. I was actually like I don't know if I would still be raped again, but I was still a kid, so obviously, kids are easily the most taken advantage of. So obviously, I couldn't defend myself, and I didn't even know what was happening. So the first moment, I was being touched, and the second moment, I was getting choked with a penis in my mouth. So yeah, I couldn't breathe, but I know what a penis tastes like now. And then there was the third moment. I can't really say if it was a rape or more likely sexual assault, because there were 3 of them this time who were opening my some Anyways, I don't have to say specifically I don't have to say specifically the details, but I'm just gonna say that you know I could like that wasn't the only thing that even hurt me though. Like, it's not just because of the rape victim and stuff. I was also hurt emotionally. Like, remember when I said that I'm not allowed to think for myself? Well, there were also moments where I'm not gonna say who did it, but there was so many injustice. I don't know, like there was so many injustice. I wanted to speak against it, but I'm not allowed to because I'm not allowed to. I don't have the right to say anything. Um, there like I didn't like I'm not sure whether you can call it discipline or something, but there were moments where um you know squatting, squatting, where you try to sit down, you try to fix yourself in a position like you're sitting down but with no chair. I was forced to do that for straight 1 hour, and I keep begging for them to stop. But every time I beg, they have the belts ready. You know those leather belts. Yep. There were also moments where I missed something when I was cleaning the entire house. I missed one dirty spot. I was slapped in the face for failing, missing that one spot. Oh yes, so it was painful. But that wasn't enough. No, that was not enough. There was also a moment where, for some stupid reason, I don't know what logic this comes with, but there was one moment where some of them, there was one moment where this person says, "Okay, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? The reason why this light bulb is broken?" I don't fucking know. Did you ever consider that it burned out like all light bulbs naturally do? They have a light lifespan. They'll eventually burn out and they'll not work anymore. But for some reason that never went to your head. Instead, you said this: if no one says whose fault is it, all of you will be punished. And I decided, well, I was in that moment. I was thinking to myself, I would rather be hurt physically than not have access to the computer, because the computer is my only escape. So I am willing to take some physical pain. It's temporary, so I ready my body. There were also moments where there were also moments where I like okay. There's also a moment where this one relative told me that, hey, let's go and play this game. Yeah, I want to go play this game with you right now, something like that. But then I wasn't in the mood that time. I was actually, I'm sleepy. I wanted to just go, let's lay down, just go to sleep. So I told him, well, I do like this game at all. Right now, I don't feel like I'm in the mood. I'm tired, so I'm just gonna, just, let's just do it next time. Out of nowhere, I got punched in the face, and and then I played the game with him because I don't want to get punched in the face again. There was also a moment where I didn't answer a question from one of them properly, and they threw a fork near my eyes. It almost hit my eyes, but thank God it hit like the eyelids instead. Like if someone is angry, they want to release it or something. Like, come on, dude, there's a punching bag over there. Why am I the punching bag? This kept continuing for 9 years of my life. I'm currently 23 right now. I am no longer living in the Philippines anymore. But those 9 years was the days when I wasn't with my mother. You know, my biological mother. So I was forced to live with that family over there. I'm not saying that everyone in that family or within that relatives area were bad. My stepmother, I wish I can repay for everything she did, because she was one of the few people who actually gave a damn about me. And my half sister, she understood. She understood me. Like I would sometimes like the thing is I would show her like it is so unirrelevant, but she did it anyways. I would show her cartoons that I like watching in the laptop. One of them was like Powerpuff Girls Z. Yes, you do. Well, maybe some of you don't, but it's basically an anime version of Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls was my childhood. So when I heard that there was gonna be an anime for it, I said, "Hey, half sister, do you want to watch this with me?" And she took the time to go watch it with me. We watched it together. It wasn't the only thing that we shared moments together. You know that Mega Man anime? Oh yes. We too. That was also the same. That was also the same thing as well. I showed her that on the anime. I'm not really sure if she was interested at all, but she did it anyways. I'm not sure whether she actually had interest or she actually took pity of me because of how, I guess, how I acted and stuff like that. Like I just wanted to go and share like these cartoons that I see in the internet, share them with someone, and what better way to share with my half sister? I could call her a sister. I could actually call her a sister. But yeah, right now she's actually overseas now. I don't know where the fuck she is. I kind of miss her. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Here's another thing, Alex side. Let me just cut my recording. When I look at Rarity, I only started thinking about this ever since I started. Ever since you did that rant towards Rarity, I never thought about this. But then, ever since you did that rant, and that comment popped out of nowhere, like, I guess that's the reason why every time I look at Rarity, this is before the rant thing started. And like I kept seeing her enthusiasm. Okay, it's okay. But I didn't. But I guess I didn't see it before. I didn't see it. Her passion for making dresses, and her passion to share to the world that I'm making clothing. I'm making these dresses. Hopefully, it'll be like praised throughout everywhere. Her passion for being so dedicated and even living inside a building, a boutique. She made it that building her home. She lives in that very home. Like, ever wonder why she was so excited when like celebrities comes around to her boutique? She was excited for the opportunity. Yeah, and yeah, she also says this, right? Like in Manhattan, when she said something about the tickets. Yeah, the tickets. She said about this was like working with this theater people would be a great opportunity, even though she didn't like it. But she wanted to make up with her friends, and we know absolutely that Rarity has her setbacks. She has her this manipulative side. She also has this judging ponies by their appearance. But we can't deny the fact that that judging of appearance thing acts really exists in real life. It absolutely exists. Like that's the reason why when you go what the fuck is that sound? What the fuck was that? Was it for my earbuds? That's random. Okay then, that was random. Anyways, what was I saying? Shit. um okay, Rarity do this, Rarity is doing bad things. Oh yeah. I guess that's the reason why people, employers, wants to make sure that you wear formally, you know? Wear formally so that your first appearance would be good. That is, like, first impressions will always be based on what you look like, how you wear your clothing, how you appeared, and how you behave. That will always, like, the way how you wear stuff, the way how you wear your clothing, and the way how you behave will always be absolutely their very first impression of you, because that's the only thing they know about you. And with that comes with their own biases. What I'm trying to say is the way how they grow up, the way how parents taught them, what's right, what's wrong, what's good, and what's bad. Some parents would not be a very good example. And not just the parents, also the idols and models that you see from music, from movies, from shows, from people around you. It influences you. And through that influence affects your judgment. It affects your judgment. That's the bias that comes with every single human being in existence. From what I can tell, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex Side. This person that you despise not just this person, but you mentioned multiple people who were following the similar style and stuff. They judge you based on your appearance, and they judge you based on how you behaved. The way how you when you said, I keep telling them hi, being friendly and stuff, and then they just snub you away, right? They bullied you, and they even take advantage of you. I'm not really sure what type of taking advantage of you they went with. Here's one thing that I will say, Alex Side. I am not you. I never experienced your life, so I have no idea how you grew up. I have no idea how much it hurt when they did this to you. I can just say this words all I want. They will never compare to what you felt in those dark days. I'm sorry that no one was there to help you in those days. But you are here now. You are here now with people around you. Like, yes, there will be haters. There will be haters everywhere. There will always be haters. Either their reasoning could be absolutely solid as to why they act like that. Or maybe it's just from their pure bias. If you never saw any other people's perspectives, then you do not understand them. Like, that's, I guess, that's the thing though. Like, Alex's side, you never saw a perspective on Rarity's side. Well, I'm saying my perspective as to why I'm okay with Rarity. She is not my favorite. Even after the rant, after your rant and stuff, and how I actually changed my view towards Rarity, she is still not my favorite. My favorite is always gonna be Pinkie Pie, but time will tell. We don't really know. But I developed this new sense of respect towards people who likes Rarity. Hopefully, for the reasons that I describe the way how I see Rarity. I'm not sure if they like Rarity absolutely for what she does, completely different from what I said. But the way how I describe Rarity, and if people likes her for the way how I describe Rarity, then I fucking respect them. I respect them for making her their best ponies. But here's one thing that we cannot deny. We cannot deny the fact that Rarity is manipulative. Those people will always exist. The way how she manipulated that pony in the market store, and the way how she manipulated Spike. But that's the thing though. That's the thing. Rarity, and not just Rarity, Applejack, Fluttershy, I'm not sure about Pinkie Pie, but Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle, in my opinion, I guess Twilight Sparkle is one of my... I still have to try to understand how she works, because she is one of my, I guess, least favorite ponies. I still have to try and understand her. Like, I like where the show is taking her right now, but I haven't fully explored her psyche yet. Like, if people out there are willing to try and explain to me why Twilight Sparkle is your number one best pony, then yeah, go leave it in the comments. You don't have to make this long video. You don't have to waste your time for me, okay? But I still have to figure out about Twilight Sparkle's positives and stuff. Same goes with Rainbow Dash as well. I still have to try and understand Rainbow Dash. But maybe the reason why my attitude towards Rainbow Dash is like how I'm saying, like I mean, the way how I react to Rainbow Dash. When I see Rainbow Dash, I'm like, I don't understand why people like her and stuff. Like, this doesn't mean that they are absolutely wrong. No, everyone has different perspectives. Everyone grows up in different forms of life. And I guess every time I see Rainbow Dash, she reminds me of someone. For some reason, every time I see Rainbow Dash, she reminds me of that person who is sports-like. Like, I guess that's the reason why I'm not really a big fan of sports. This doesn't mean that I condemn sports. In fact, I say it's healthy. In fact, I should actually do more sports, because I'm just sitting my ass down here. And I am getting a lot of doctor's appointments because I'm not moving my body that much. So, sports is a good form of exercise, but also is a fun way to show off, another form of playing games without, holding a controller. But it's more of using your body to go and defeat your rival team, or defeat your rival players, and respect each other for giving you that challenge, But still, like, Rainbow Dash is, in my opinion, is too sports-like for me to understand. Like, I actually like basketball. But I'm not really like a super. Like, I prefer games when it comes than basketball. Okay, so you know what I'm trying to say here. Video games is my passion. Basketball is okay. It's a nice sport. I know the rules and stuff. I know. But I like street ball more. I actually like street ball more. In fact, I actually played a game back in my PlayStation 2. It was a what's that name again? It's NBA something, but I forgot what it was. But it was a street ball game, and I was laughing my ass off when all of these impossible moves, all of this impossible dribbling styles, the fake outs, this long hang times in the air. Oh my god, how can you do that? That was a fun game. I actually was in fact, I actually might do a let's play of that in the future. Who knows? But yeah, like, still, I don't understand Rainbow Dash and Twilight that very much. I still need to properly understand them. But Piggy Pie is my favorite for her free spirit, and Rarity. I don't know. I'm starting to like her more. The more longer I make this video, the more I'm starting to like her. But she's still gonna have to work for it because she still has the setbacks. Like I said, I have to stop this recording because I'm off topic. Rarity is manipulative. We can't deny that. She manipulated that pony from the marketplace. She manipulated Spike whenever she gets the chance. But if you think about it, like, does everything that Rarity does, is it exactly what reminds you of those girls that you met back in the past? Because Rarity is a stereotype for those types of people, you know? Rarity represents the stereotype of people who are, I guess we could say, doesn't want to get dirty with their clothing and stuff, judge people based on their first time appearance with one another. But just like human beings, we always judge. Human beings always judge people for the first time based on their appearance. In fact, the reason why I like Ratchetness is because he's black. Like, you may say, okay, that isn't a big deal. Like, he's black, okay. Like, before I understood Ratchetness personality, the only thing I saw in Ratchetness is that, okay, so it's a black dude doing reactions to ponies. We don't see that often, so I'll give this guy a chance. Because he was black. When I compare this face to other people, I would say, oh, it's just another reactor, just reacting to ponies and stuff. I watch so many reactions from so many people. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but I can't keep up with this I can't watch everyone's reactions all the time. Well, so, I'm sorry, dude, but you may have to be an exception. And then out of nowhere, oh, look, Ratchetness comes in. Oh, he's a black dude. He's reacting to ponies. I've never seen that before. I should go check him out. See what I mean here? I judge Ratchetness based on the skin of his color. And maybe because I grew up just like almost surely like everyone in my age nowadays. There was no way that you used to listen to hip-hop, okay? I used to listen to Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, and well, I'm not sure if it's too early to say this, but rest in peace, Tupac. One of my favorite songs were "How to Be a Super Star." I'm not sure. my memory is blurry. Like it's a music like if you want to be a rock star with 15 houses and 5 cars, you're in charge, stopping the world. No, trust nobody. Gotta look at yourself constantly. Like the reason why I like the music is because not because of the lyrics, but because of the tone of the music. It just makes me like I like the tone of the music because of the environment that I lived in. Everyone in my family, not everyone, okay. Obviously, there are some people who are into classics. Of course, there will always be people who are into classics. They will never understand modern music. But I grew up in an area where we like the music. We like the sound hip hop because back in those days, rap and hip hop was the big deal. So obviously, I was influenced with rap and hip hop. In fact, I had a stupid username back in the days. When I hear I don't like it sounds stupid, but one of my earliest usernames was called Hip Hop Trooper. Hey! The fact is, I have no idea what hip hop even the word hip hop even means. It just in my head, it sounded like the words being combined together sounded right in my head without knowing the meaning. So that's one of my biases. Like I never liked any of the rap musics because of the meaning that they send. I just like the tone of the music. In fact, I don't even know most of 50 Cent's music or Eminem's other musics because the tone of the music didn't click for me. Even though the message that they were sending was in fact, I had no idea what the message they were sending. I just didn't like the tone of music and I skipped it. That's one of my biases. I usually listen to music based on the tone, based on the tone of the music and not based on the lyrics. So if you have a good message, but you don't really have this right tone that will stick with me, I'm sorry to say this, but my bias will say, I'm sorry, dude, but I'm not gonna listen to your music. Not saying that the message you are trying to say isn't admirable. In fact, it could be one of the most absolutely needed messages to be heard from. But I came to music to just go, listen to music while I am cleaning the house, and I just want to have this action scenes in my head, and I wanted something to go with it. So I'm gonna go listen to music that kind of fits well for that, and that's how I selected my music. Well, except for this one music, it's actually called the Black Eyed Peas. They're still a relative, right? I don't know. I haven't listened to them for a while, but I actually like the music that they actually said. It's called "Where Is the Love." Father, 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 help us. We're dying for my love. That got me questioning. Where is the love? I like that music. Yeah. I actually was holding a piece. I actually printed out the lyrics to that while I'm just walking my way to school when I still had school, of course. When I was going to school, walking all the way from my place to all the way to the jungle areas of that place. I would be holding this piece of paper with the lyrics, just reading it and just trying to sing it, looking like a maniac. Just imagine seeing just a random kid holding a piece of paper out of nowhere, just you turning a corner, and then just started hearing this guy singing out loud with a horrible tone. Just imagine my voice. Imagine my voice singing that lyrics. And then just saying it as loud as I can. It would be a very weird first impressions. Like everything else. From what I can say, Alex side, I'm not, the way I'm trying to explain this, Alex side, I'm sorry that I'm saying so much off-topic stuff, but I'm just saying what I'm feeling, okay, dude? The way how I see Rarity is, obviously I never was harassed. Well, goddamn, I'm going off topic again. I was about to say I actually did meet 2 girls that kind of resembles what you were saying, but I guess they weren't really a big deal to me because the biggest deal to me was the family that I was living in, the way how they treated me. Except for my stepmother and my half sister. Okay, they were awesome, but they were more of a priority to me compared to those two girls that I actually meet. The first one was obviously in my school. It'll always be in everyone's school. It's always a thing. It's a way of life, I guess. And then the other one when I was working, when I used to have a job. Yeah, like I remember this other girl who was also I don't, you know what? I don't want to say too much about that because it's in the past, and besides, they weren't really much of a big impact compared to the family that I lived in. They were more of a big impact to me because I slept with them. Okay, so there's a big difference between those two. What I'm trying to say is, if you think about it, Rarity grew up in a environment where she how to say this she grew up in an environment where people around her would judge other people based on their first appearance, like seeing them for the first time and stuff. Obviously that's a trait that Rarity grew up with. Now you may say that that might be wrong, but you can't, like, not just you, but also for me. None of us can really control what other people are thinking. There's no way for us to control what they're thinking. We can't, like, in fact, I would be surprised if in the end of this video, if I didn't change your mind towards how I see Rarity this way. Like, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. But your ranting kind of changed my opinion towards Rarity, so I'm not sure if that's kind of intentional or something. I have no freaking idea. But I guess that's the reason why I wanted to make this video, because your rant changed my look in Rarity. At first, I didn't understand her. Now, I kind of relate to her when it comes to her passion, because remember her parents, right? She grew up with parents who doesn't even share the same lifestyle as her, and for some reason that also, I'm just saying this on the spot right now. For some reason that reminds me of how I see with my family. Like, obviously I'm not gonna say that her parents were abusive and stuff. Like, maybe just a different way of living. But I lived in a half family who had a different way of thinking with how I think. And I kind of felt the same thing with Rarity. Everyone in my family were talking about get married to a rich person. Get married to a rich person, make us rich. Make us rich. We don't care whether that person really is someone you love heartily. If they have money, marry them. I didn't support that philosophy. And no, I'm not really. I'm not. I really no. I'm sorry. In fact, around me, everyone around me was always talking about sex. They were always talking about fucking and how it feels good. Wanna know why I kept stopping myself from trying to get a girlfriend or trying to even talk to girls and stuff? It's because I feel like they are not fucking objects. They are fucking human beings. I don't support your theory. I'm sorry, but I am not gonna grow up like you. I am not gonna grow up the way how you think about women. But then one of them, like, I'm not sure if everyone in the Philippines thinks like this. Like, that's not a bias that I can't really tell myself. But the movies around me, influencing me, all the music, oh god, they were all talking about big booty bitches, of talking about talking about, hey, that's a beautiful girl and stuff like that. Damn, I'm still in distress. Oh god, it was sickening to me. One of them said that women are fucking cattles. Men are higher than women. When I first heard that from that person's mouth, I didn't want to talk to that person, let alone look at them. Why would you say that? My stepmother, my half-sister, showed more human emotions than any of you fuckers. They helped me fight on through the fucking life that I was in. I don't know what would have happened if they weren't there. I don't know what I would have done if they were those stereotype, step sisters and step mothers who are evil and villains. No. That kind of also changed my way of thinking of step families and half families. To let you know right now, I'm in America right now. I'm living with my step family. They support whatever the fuck I'm trying to do, but right now I'm in a state where I don't know what to do. Thanks to that person who ruined my passion for gaming. Now that I look at Rarity reminds me of that passion. Rarity reminds me of her dedication in making these dresses, trying to make a name for herself, trying to let people love the dresses that she makes. Reminds me of the days when I was still a kid, doing the same thing. I want to make games. I want to make games with my heart, pour my heart, cut my guts out for these games. And for those people to go and celebrate this, celebrate a new release from, celebrate a new game that comes out under my label, under my name. Why would... I'm sorry, I just can't believe that the days of, that indie game developers started to become more famous, and I could have gotten that, but no, I didn't. I'm sorry, okay, anyways, I am rambling. I don't think I did my job. I'm sorry, Alex, if I offended you more, but this is what I see in Rarity. Yes, she manipulates people, but the way how people grows up, there'll always be a negative towards other people. In fact, I'm not gonna be surprised if... In fact, I won't be surprised if you're gonna hate me after this, because it feels like that this video is me trying to make this video to manipulate you to like Rarity. I'm not sure if... I feel like I'm doing that right now, but I'm not sure, I'm not sure, I'm just saying that I really can't change your mind when it comes to your opinions. Your opinions is your judgment. It's what you have in you. Your opinions, that's who you are. That's how you think. I cannot change that. But hopefully that, through my perspective, I'm not sure if it did anything for you. I'm not sure if this even helps you. I'm not sure if this is even relevant to you. But comparing Rarity's negatives to her positive, sure, she might be controlling, sure, she might be judgmental to people the first time they see them. But then there's this one other pony. Remember the pony in Manhattan? Yeah, Manhattan? Canterlot. I'm sorry. Remember that pony that what's his name again? Something like turn up. Whatever. He has a turn up for question mark, and he has the hat, right? remember how Turn Up said that, like, remember the fact that Rarity even bothered to actually talk to this pony before they did this re-meet up again. Remember, Rarity is trying to get that Cantlot dream. And I will admit that I don't think she really represents the element of generosity. Like, I'm not sure if this can even possibly be an element, but I would rather see Rarity as the element of passion or something. I don't know. I can't, like, I'm not sure how the writers are gonna go and I'm not sure how writers are gonna try and combine the word generosity and Rarity stereotype together. They are trying, but I'm not sure if they're doing a good job. In fact, your reaction to Rarity shows that the writers need to work harder. Because, in the end, I believe that there will always be people who will have these certain stereotypes labeled to them. This doesn't mean that that's who they are now. Obviously, there will be some people who will absolutely deserve the stereotype level negatively. But surely, like, you could see this in a way where there's, like, I'm just saying, like, there's no such thing as a perfect person. There will always be a person out there who will be always have dark secrets with them. In fact, their flaws would even be visible. In fact, if you are truly convinced that these girls that you went with are true fucking bullies and deserve your dislike towards them, you have the right to dislike them how much you want. But don't let their behaviors, their stereotype, tear you apart. Don't let them make you think that every single girls that act this way, that judges you for the first time like this, treats you based on your behavior like this, they would always be the slutty bitch that the stereotype is known for. But my nephew walks like that. My nephew wants to grow up and be a supermodel, and I fucking support her with whatever the hell she goes with. She's still young, so her passions can change to something else. But she grew up in a way where she wants to be a supermodel. She wants people to see her wearing this ridiculous clothing, but admire her for it. I'm not sure what the fashion world really has to offer. Like, I'm not really sure if people came there for the fashion itself or because of the women who are walking in the runway. I'm not sure how they think about this. But there are passions that no one will ever understand. But if you can see it in their eyes that they are passionate with what they're doing, they have that right. I'll never understand every single person's passions. I'll never understand the passion when it comes to, I'm not sure if this is irrelevant, but how do they say this? I'm not really a fan of the Hunger Games. Sorry. Like, I like the concept of the game itself. It makes an absolutely nice touch for the game mode of Minecraft. But I'm not really a fan of the movie itself. I'm not really a fan of, I guess, like, what type of music were there? Like, I actually like a lot of music, but I'm not really a fan of, I guess, what music is that again? Like, I can't even remember the name of the music, but it's something. I like rock, hip hop, pop, classical ponies. Yeah, ponies. How do I say this? Okay, I lost track over there because I can't even properly express myself, and that's another problem. Everyone has everyone has flaws of trying to explain something, but sometimes it gets the wrong message. I clearly know that I too have that flaw. Like, I know how to do something when it comes to computer stuff, but I have no idea how to teach someone about that. In fact, the way how I'm explaining this to you now is exactly this amount, this long, just for me to tell them, oh, if you want to use msconfig, just click on the start button and then type in the search engine msconfig. That's all I have to say. But I have to say complex fucking shit. Something like, oh, if you wanna change the booting of your computer, well, if you want to do that, first you're gonna have to go with. Do you know how to do MS Paint? Well, first you need to you have to go click on that button over there. It's like the Windows side. Like, you see, see what I'm trying to say here? I complicate stuff. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right now. I'm not surprised if I'm doing it right now to you. I'm not surprised if I'm gonna do it to you. It may confuse the fuck out of you. I'm sorry, but this is who I am. This is how I talk. This is my accent. This is my vocabulary. It's not complete. I keep saying, like, it's so brilliantly above average. No, I'm sorry. This is how I talk. But that's my flaws. I can't change my flaws. And I grew up with the bias of, I'll be honest. Here's one bias that I cannot deny. I am trying to change it right now, okay? I am biased towards Latinos. The reason why is because the history of my country was conquered by Spanish people, by Spaniards specifically. Not Spanish-speaking people, but anything that has something to do with Spanish. Every time I hear anything Spanish, anything that looks like Spanish, it reminds me of the Spaniards. It reminds me of what the Spaniards did to my country. It reminds me of what the Spaniards did by destroying the religion that my native people went with. I will always have that bias that the Spanish tore away that Asian side of me, because I am Asian. Because I am Asian, but I will not be surprised if I have the Spanish blood in me. And for some reason, I am so biased towards that. But then now I am here in America. I was attracted to the white man's world when I came to America. I didn't realize how many Spanish people there are. Okay, like, I went to leave. I wanted to escape the Philippines because of all the Spanish stuff. But in America, Spanish is celebrated. You know the tacos that we eat? Oh my god! Obviously, I was trying to stay away from anything Spanish related. But then I finally had the opportunity to go back to. I had the opportunity to finally get back my education, but it's not a high school education. It's a special type of education. It's called adult high school. Well, I never had the chance to be able to get to your normal high school. I never get the chance to have experience of prom at all. But I guess the one thing I can say is, I guess not a lot of young kids will be able to experience adult high school. That's one positive thing I will say. But in that adult high school comes with a lot of Spanish people, Latinos, who are trying to get diplomacies, to get the right jobs, the necessary jobs. Like, I remember one of them saying that they are trying to get a diplomacy, not diplomacy, but what's that fucking paper that you used to graduate? God damn it, graduation papers, whatever. I forgot. I like politics. Okay, I'm sorry. They would have this graduation papers just so they would get the proper license to fix air conditioning. Here's my bias. Okay, here's my bias towards Mexicans and Latinos at first, because the media, the way how they portray Mexicans, the way how they portray Spanish-speaking people, like the stereotype of Mexican Latino girls being prostitutes. It shows that every single one of them are prostitutes. Like what? Like, that's the stereotype that I went in first, okay? I'm being honest with you. That's the stereotype that I've heard from the media. And the game GTA San Andreas. Oh, yes. That's the first time I heard Mexican people saying pendejo. I have no idea what that means, but I know it has to mean something negative. And eventually I looked it up, and it basically means dickhead. Okay, okay. Like, just see the stereotype? Like, I just fucking hate the stereotype so much. It's because it paints people the wrong way. Because of this, I see Spanish-speaking people as the girls being prostitutes. As the Mexican men being just tattooed-filled people. Their bodies are full of tattoos. They would always try, and especially the drug cartels, the way how they treat children, that's the stereotype I see in the Spanish-speaking community. But because of the adult education that I went in, and because of the job that I took from McDonald's, all those stereotypes, fuck you to hell! I worked with a Spanish speaking gay person. He's a manager. He freely shows his gayness to everyone and stuff, and he's proud of it. But there was one time when he showed it so much that one of the customers punched him in the eye, and then he came back the next day having a black eye, but has to accept these abuses from people who had the same, I believe, from my head. The way how I see media portray this stereotype, I believe that those customers who punch him in the face had that same stereotype that I was thinking as well. I studied with people where, remember those Italian stereotypes, those gang mobs and types. Well, my history teacher is an Italian, and he is a proud American. He's also proud of his Italian heritage, but he inspired me so much in politics. He inspired me so much in actually giving a damn about global politics, diplomacy, history. That's the reason why I started playing Civilization 5 as well. It's because I started liking history and politics. And through him, I played the Civilization game. In fucking fact, Civilization 5 is kind of inspiring me to try and give game development another chance. To try to make a game similar to Civilization 5. I kind of want to do it, but I'm afraid. But Rarity reminds me of that passion. That passion of should you let should you let the environment and everyone around you define who you are, or follow what you like and go make those dresses because you like making them? Yes, the stereotype that Rarity goes with has her negatives. She manipulates people. Yes. But is the manipulation alone enough for you to see that this is the Rarity that you really want to hate on? Well, not really hate, but the people that she represents reminds you of. Or do you want to see Rarity in a different way where other people see her as? Like, would you say this? Would you agree, Alex Side, that her negatives, while it is there, does her positives, now that I explained this to you, is it enough to justify? Is it enough to not just justify but to outweigh her negatives? Because even though Rarity manipulates people and stuff, like yes, she manipulated that stereotype nerd. Hey, at least she didn't just take away the piece of vegetable away from the guy. She actually repaid him back with the same amount of bits. And Spike, while Spike is like, while Spike is being used all the time to be like he's being manipulated all the time, let's face facts that Rarity isn't the only one who is taking advantage of Spike. Twilight Sparkle is also taking advantage of Spike. Maybe just Twilight Sparkle. I don't really know other ponies I can think of. That's my bias. I see Twilight Sparkle like a little bit of... Well, I can't really say taking advantage of Spike because Twilight and Spike has this family mentality towards each other. So obviously the sister and brother thing will always have that conflict among them, but in the end they love each other. Rarity, on the other hand, towards Spike, I can't really represent her on that part. But a really big deal to her is, in my opinion, is her passion towards the clothes that she's making. It doesn't matter if it's fashion. It doesn't matter if it's even... You don't even need to care about my game developing history. But you can look at someone like Markiplier. He's a YouTuber. Like, I'm not sure if you heard about him, but I actually never heard about him. I recently just started watching his stuff thanks to someone named Shyamul1995. He's a fan of him as well. Anyways, I recently watched this PAX 2015 panel from Markiplier, and I never seen someone so passionate about his fans. How he poured his time and effort in. Like, I never know that Markiplier's first channel was taken down. He almost gave up. He wanted to give up from doing YouTube videos. But then he had a friend over there who said, give it a chance, bro, give it a chance. Markiplier made a new channel, and then he made a video saying, hey guys, sorry with what happened with my old channel. It got taken down, but here I am again. I'm gonna re-upload all the exact same videos that I have. Hopefully you will enjoy them. In Markiplier's previous channel, he had, I don't really remember the same numbers, but I think he had 2,000 subscribers. Only 600 of them went back to resubscribe to Markiplier. And if you think about it, the negatives of that, the remaining people who aren't the 600 and stuff, that is so much a negative. You should really stop doing YouTube. No, that is not what Markiplier saw. In fact, when Markiplier saw the 600 people that stayed, liked every single video that he did again, the very same videos that he has lost, they rewatched it, not to, how do you say this, Not just because for the sake of watching, but because they are sending a message to Markiplier. We don't want you to go anywhere, Markiplier. We love the videos that you make. Don't leave us. Here's the message that we're showing you right now. Keep doing YouTube. And he did. And right now, Markiplier is so thankful for his... I'm not sure if I can even call them fans, but I think you can call them friends. Because they were so supportive to him throughout wherever he went with the dark days that he has to went with. Everyone has their dark moments, have their dark days. Don't let the negatives paint you a picture of a stereotype. Like, in fact, I'm not sure if this is even proper, but I'm gonna cut the recording here. Alex side. This is the longest video that might be the most irrelevant thing that you have ever watched. I'm sorry for taking too much of your time, but I have a challenge for you. I want you to react to moments of Rarity. To moments of Rarity. Like, it's not like, I mean, I want you to react to everything that Rarity that you despise the most. You are free to just let it all out towards this Rarity that you picture, the Rarity that you hate. And after you're done with that, and I want you to, and before you do anything like this, before you start just releasing it all out, make sure to release it not in the sense of revenge, but in the sense of releasing stress. So in other words, you are free to make fun of the Rarity, the version that you're thinking of. But after that, I want you to look at Rarity again. This time, try seeing Rarity in all of her positives. And just try ignoring all of her negatives at that moment. I'm not sure if the passion trait is gonna help you change your opinions towards Rarity. I'm not trying to say that you should become her. She should be your number one pony. No, but everything that Rarity stands for, the stereotype. Not everyone in this world is like the way how you imagine Rarity. In fact, I have to admit right now, I'm more of a Rarity than I've ever imagined. Like, yes, I'm comparing the positives, not the negatives. But is it possible for you to say that the positives outweighs the negatives? Can you say that, Alex side, after doing this challenge of mine? You don't have to do this challenge. You don't have to do it. But if you feel like you need to put something to rest, those girls who hurt you, those people who took advantage of you, if you just let them tear your image of how you see Rarity apart, you're letting them win, dude. Don't. You are better than this. You've endured all these years, and at this very moment right now, you are now that you just can't take it anymore, and you just want to let it out. Well, I say to you right now, let it all out! Let it all out! Not in the sense of revenge, but in the sense of those days are over! Look where you are right now. In fact, let me see your channel. Let me see it properly. See this number? See this number? See this number? There are 31,565 subscribers. Individual people watching you, who likes your contents, who likes the passion that you put into this video. 3,000 and 31,565 people are watching you right now. They took the time to subscribe to watch your stuff. They, like, obviously not all of them have the same way of thinking. Every single person has their opinions, their biases, their sense of stereotype. I will admit, I fucking regret that Spanish way of thinking of stereotypes. Just tear that out of my fucking face. I want to see the other side of how media portrayed this Mexican stereotypes. They don't deserve that. They are individuals. They are individual people. I am better than this. So, I will not judge Latinos, Spanish people, Spanish-speaking people, Mexicans anymore. No. I will come in with an open mind. I will try. Not just try. I will see the positive sides. And I have seen some. Not just some. A lot of them. I feel so sorry for those people who can't even get a job because they don't look white. I feel sorry that they can't even get a proper job to support their fucking family. They are portrayed as this tough people who lie, cheat, and steal. Because that's the Caribbean way of thinking, right? Right? Screw you for giving me that goddamn mentality. Oh, fuck you so much. I want to change my stereotype of what a Mexican, Latino, or Spanish-speaking people looks like. I want to mold it based on my opinions and not based on my emotions. I want to change it. I want to mold it. And I want to have that stereotype in my heart based on how I see it and not based on what other people think about them. They are fucking individuals. They have the right. They have the right to be given at least a chance. So Alex side, this snob bitches, the way how they represent showing off their wealth through their clothing and their jewelries, showing off their authority over weak, like helpless, like just trying to fit in or even trying to disappear, like how you say it. They are those people are their own people. This stereotype of people who likes wearing dresses or even likes to wear jewelries all over them. Not every single person who does this shares the same reasoning as to why they do it. Sure, there'll be some people who actually does that, like for the sake of showing off their wealth. But that's how they were born. That's their understanding. They don't know what it means. Like, I can guarantee that not every single one of them will know what it feels like to get fucking raped 3 fucking times. They won't understand the feeling of being bullied around because they look so pretty, they look so rich. None of them will understand that. They will never experience that. But that's where you have to prove. that you are better than that. Yes, these people did hurt you. Yes, they've been in your mind for the longest time. But there is some rarity people. The way how Rarity walks, the way how Rarity talks, the way how Rarity dresses. there will be someone out there who actually has a golden heart. True, they may approach you based on your appearance at first, but give them a chance. And you, outside, you have a unique experience of dealing, not just dealing, but how do I say this? But knowing how these people try to manipulate you. Use that to your advantage. If you see exactly how, like, if you try to do the same thing again, try doing it in a way where you use your past experience on dealing with these girls. Try to change it and try to use it to your advantage. That is how I did mine. I used my weakness to my advantage. I know that there's no way for me to overpower anyone that I am trying to reason with. I can't reason with them. And I can't overpower them. I can't fight back. I'm weak. So I endured. I used my weakness to my advantage. The way how I used it is by using it like a self-defense thing. Yeah, like it's not a fancy sight, but I was able to overcome it in the end. Life is not easy. So instead of trying to see all the bad things in life, try seeing the good things on it, okay? I want you to see Rarity not because of her manipulativeness. In fact, let's say it like this. What if there's a fan interpretation version of Rarity out there who didn't have the manipulative side of Rarity but still has the snobbiness? We must learn how to overcome our stereotypes, Alex. And if they really do have ill intentions, do not blame it on that entire demographic. We will always get unlucky. Everyone will always get unlucky. But you need to endure, because that's fucking life. Life is a struggle. And that is why you are not alone. There are people around you experiencing the same thing. It may not be exactly the same thing, but they know what it feels like to be used, abused, dreams taken away, passions that they are trying to break your passion. Don't let them break your passion. So, this is my perspective on seeing Rarity. In fact, I'll even show you that personality test that I took. I'll even say the date. When I got that. Here it is. This is my personality thing. I never understood how I got a Rarity. Until I realized that I did it because of her passion. I never knew. This was released around January 29, 2012. In fact, I even made a comment over here. But why am I a bit Rarity? That doesn't make any sense, lols. Still, this is motherfucking Pinkie Pie. God bless. Life is random. Damn it. I love it. Oh god, that picture! Oh god, I need it! Oh god damn it, that picture! You didn't. None of you saw that. No. Oh shit! Please don't take me. Please don't take down my YouTube video. Well, that's my opinion, Alex. That is a waste of your time. I'm sorry about it, but I have to say something. That's my take on Rarity. That's what I see Rarity, and hopefully, the next time you see Rarity, she's not gonna remind you of those people. Instead, she's gonna remind you of passion. Your passion. Your passion. I don't know what your passions are. I cannot just say YouTube because I don't really know if you really want to be an artist or a writer. But Rarity, in my opinion, she represents passion for me. That's what I see in Rarity. She has negatives, but her positives, in my opinion, outweighs the negatives. Everyone has negatives, but hopefully see their positives and see that it outweighs it. That's the only way that I can. That's the only thing I can share you, Alex Sight. I don't have all the answer. Hopefully this helps you some way or another. Thanks for watching. Sorry for taking your time, dude.